Bangladesh remains caught in a vicious cycle of violence and protests again following the lynching of a minority member and the killing of a student leader last week. Vandalism and arson at the offices of two major dailies also prompted journalists to hit the streets to vent their misgivings and seek justice. The Yunus-led government has even been pilloried by former Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina for jeopardizing ties with India, presenting a fresh challenge to the interim government set to hold general elections in February next year.
Protests by different sections of society on a daily basis triggered by incidents of lynching and arson are rocking Bangladesh. Over 100 journalists in Bangladesh's capital Dhaka rallied on Monday to protest vandalism and arson at two major dailies during violence that erupted after the death of student leader Sharif Osman Hadi. Crowds set fire to several buildings in the capital last week, including the offices of leading newspapers, Prothom Olo and the Daily Star. The Minority Unity Front also got together the same day in front of the National Press Club in Dhaka, accusing the Mohammed Yunus-led interim government of failing to stop violence, killings and persecution targeting religious and ethnic minorities. A coordinator of the front took up the issue of the lynching of minority garment worker Dipu Chandra Das last week on suspicion of blasphemy, charging the administration of indifference as authorities were still to contact his family members.
There was a man named Dipu Chandra Das. He was mainly a worker who lived in Mymensingh, and he was brutally killed by Tawhidi Janata in the name of mob justice, but he was innocent.
Bangladesh's Mohammed Yunus-led interim government also came in for some heavy flack by the nation's former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. She sharply criticized the Mohammed Yunus-led interim government for straining bilateral ties with New Delhi. She asserted that the current tensions are entirely Yunus's making, as his administration issues hostile statements against India, fails to protect religious minorities, and allows extremists to dictate foreign policy. Hasina highlighted India's decades-long role as Bangladesh's steadfast partner, emphasizing that deep fundamental ties will outlast any temporary government. She accused Yunus of emboldening extremists who attacked Indian missions, placing them in power, releasing terrorists and granting immunity to hooligans. Warning of multiplied lawlessness, minority persecution and eroded credibility under Yunus, Hasina expressed confidence that legitimate governance will restore the sensible 15-year partnership.
Unless the elections are inclusive, unless they're fully participatory, Awami League, Jatiya Party, all these must be allowed to take part in the elections, then you can say that whoever comes, any party may come, but that will be something that the people of Bangladesh will accept. What Sheikh Hasina is clearly saying is that the people of Bangladesh will not accept an election which is not participatory.
Bangladesh is set to hold general elections in February next year, but with repeated incidents of violence, protests and questions over the legitimacy of the exercise, holding polls in a free, fair and timely manner will remain a challenge in the strife-ridden country. Bureau Report, DD India.